Hello student, today I am going to discuss a chapter protein structure and engineering. This is a revising teaching lesson. I am going to discuss this chapter in the form of question. So the first questions for the for serious exam purpose. Why chymotrypsin that are synthesized in pancreas cannot digest protein of pancreas? You know, the site of chymotrypsin synthesis is pancreas, and inside the pancreas this chymotrypsin are synthesized as inactive harmless precursors. Means it is synthesized in the form of zymogen, and this chymotrypsin active site are not exposed inside the pancreas. That's why chymotrypsin cannot digest protein of pancreas. This is the answer of this question. Next question regarding molecular mechanism of chymotrypsin. You know, uh, three catalytic amino acids, that is also known as catalytic triad, present at active site of this chymotrypsin. Question is that why serine 195 position at the active site of polypeptide chain is acidic in nature, but this histidine 57 act as acid and base both in molecular mechanism of chymotrypsin. In molecular mechanism of chymotrypsin, for the catalyzation reactions, the serine initiate the reaction, and this serine contain hydroxy group. From this hydroxy group of the serine, H plus ion is going to released, and it is accepted by histidine molecules. So if any molecule, if it is going to release H plus ion, that molecule is known as acid, and it is acidic in nature. That's why serine 195 at active site of enzyme, not other serine, only that particular serine is acidic in nature because it initiates the catalyzation reaction for nucleophilic attack of oxyanion of the serine to carbonyl carbon of peptide bond of substrate. You know, after release of H plus ion from hydroxy group of this serine, that serine contain negatively charged oxygen, that is oxyanion, and this oxyanion, it will catalyze an attack as a nucleophilic attack on the carbonyl carbon of peptide bond of the substrate, means the protein, that is a part of the food where the digestion of protein or breakdown of peptide bond occurs. But you know, H plus ion is taken by this histidine. That's why we can say histidine act as a base. At the end of molecular mechanism of catalyzation, substrate, that is protein, by chymotrypsin, again H plus ion is taken from H2O molecule. Initially, in the initial stage, this H plus ion was given by serine 195 to histidine, but at the end of reactions, second part of the reactions, The H plus ion is contributed by H2O water molecule after splitting of H2O into H plus and OH minus. At this terminal stage of molecular mechanism, where the catalysis reaction occur, H plus ion is released by histidine. Again, whatever the H plus ion taken by water molecule through histidine, again this histidine release this H plus ion, whatever it has taken from water molecule, and thus histidine act as acid. It means any molecule that is going to contribute or release H plus ion, that is behave as acid. So in the initial stage, the serine that is acting as a base, because the H plus ion it is going to taken by histidine from serine. At the later last stage of the molecular mechanism of catalyzation, after accepting the H plus ion from water molecule, again histidine also releases H plus ion and going to contribute to this serine, just to maintain the initial stage of serine, serine. So this serine, generally in the first part of reaction it is acid, and histidine in the first part of molecular mechanism of reaction it is act as base, and the later last stage of reaction it is act as acid. So this is the complete answer of this question, that why serine 195 position at active site of the polypeptide chain of chymotrypsin is acidic in nature, but histidine at position 57 act as acid and base both in molecular mechanism of chymotrypsin. Next, why sickle cell anemia is a molecular disease? Explain with suitable flow chart and examples. So you have to draw two lines. One line indicate a beta chain of hemoglobin, and again second line also indicate a beta chain of hemoglobin. You have to indicate sixth position both the chain, where you will write a codon for glutamic acid, that is GUG, and other line at sixth position codon for valine, that is GUG. In the first line you will write down codon for the glutamic acid GAG, and at the later stage in the second line at the sixth position you indicate codon for valine, that is GOG. So in sickle cell anemia, a single nucleotide change in the codon of the glutamic acid, that is GAG, in the middle at the center of the codon, the nucleotide is A, that is purine, and this purine, that is adenine, that is going to convert it into pyrimidine, that is uracil. So there is a transversion mutation. It is a type of point mutation. So there are two type of point mutation. One is transition and one is transversion. In case of transition, if the same type change occur, means purine converted into purine, then it is known as transition. But here purine converted into pyrimidine, that's why we can say it is a type of transversion point mutation. So there is a replacement of amino acid codon by a valine codon. Now amino acid glutamic acid is substituted by a valine in beta chain at the sixth position of beta chain from amino terminal. That's why the shape of RBC from round shape, that is present in the normal person, to a sickle shape, that is Hasia, change in the shape cause or affect the oxygen carrying capacity of hemoglobin. You know, hemoglobin contain 2 alpha chain and 2 beta chain. If the shape of RBC going to change from round shape to sickle shape, automatically there is a less oxygen carrying capacity occur. That's why sickle cell anemia is a molecular disease. Next, why we use GRAS for research purpose? You try to know what do you mean by GRAS. Generally regarded as safe, means it is concerned with microbes or bacteria or useful bacteria, that is non-pathogenic, non-toxic releasing, and should not produce any antibiotics. Then we can say it is GRAS. It is come in the list of GRAS. That's why scientists, in, in spite of a large biodiversity of microbes, restricted to certain bacteria organisms which can be used as a source of protein as well as for introducing gene using gene transfer technology or gene cloning. That's why generally scientists use this GRS, a group of microorganism, that is bacteria, for research purpose. Next, why it is advantageous to produce recombinant protein through milk or transgenic animals. You know, if you are going to create a transgenic animal, means gene of interest, if we transfer to the transgenic animal through gene transfer technology, we do this thing at embryo stage and we get a transgenic animal. So we can expect a protein that is going to release after coding from the particular gene. It may come in the milk of that milch animal. So the first point, why it is advantageous? High production capacity means we can produce huge quantity of that protein in the milk through these animals, and we can purify that protein from that milk. We can also point out this point that ease of source material collection, we can easily collect the milk from that transgenic animals for further purification through downstream processing. Next, moderate capital instrument requirement and low operation cost, means they low, not too much investment for instrument requirement, and operation for the production of that particular proteins cost is also low. Next, that is ease of production including purification and scale up. I already discussed the downstream processing in a separate lesson. So purification is also important part, and scale up means, you know, I have already discussed, means use of technology from lab level to industrial level. So it is easy for production including purification of particular protein that is of our interest, and production at large scale at industrial level is also easy. So that is the advantages to produce recombinant protein through milk of transgenic milch animal. Next question, why a specific activity, that is total number of unit of protein by milligram. Parameter is important during purification steps of protein. You know, a specific activity, that is, we can say activity by total proteins. So that is directly proportional to purity level of any molecular techniques. If we see a specific activity, it is important parameter for deciding which purification technique we are going to utilize for particular stage for the purification of protein. So we can judge through this parameter, that is a specific activity. A specific activity is directly proportional to purity level of any specific procedure like affinity chromatography, gel permeation chromatography, thin layer chromatography, crude extraction, or any technique. So it is an important parameter during selection of molecular techniques for the purification of protein. It is an important parameter for judging and selection of molecular technique during purification of protein. So you must remember, it is the important parameter that is directly related with purity level of any specific procedure inside the industry. So whether we are applying affinity chromatography or thin layer chromatography or ion exchange chromatography or crude extraction, it depends upon the value of a specific activity. Only then we can judge and we select for optimum purification of the proteins after extraction from any bacterial cells or any fungal cell or from milk source. So this is the important parameters for the deciding a particular technique for purification, ultra purification of proteins, because purification affect the activity of particular proteins, whether it act as an enzyme, it act as a hormones, it act as a toxic material, or it act as antibiotics. This is the complete answer of this above questions. Next question: why production of insulin through milk of transgenic animal is better in functional aspect than than that insulin produced through gene cloning, genetic engineering inside the bacterial cell? Question is that why production of insulin through milk of transgenic animal is better in functional aspect than the insulin produced through, it is not that, it is than insulin produced through gene cloning and genetic engineering inside the bacterial cell. You know, insulin production inside the transgenic animals and human is quite similar in both the systems. Both the system means human and transgenic animal, both are eukaryotic system. And most of the post-translational enzyme or post-translational modification are similar in higher eukaryotes. You know, transgenic animals and human both are higher eukaryotes, and in both the case post-translational enzyme are similar, exactly similar, but post-translational enzyme are absent in prokaryotes like bacteria. So we cannot compare the functional aspect of insulin produced through both the system, prokaryotes, sorry, it is wrongly written, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So if we compare the post-translational enzyme in prokaryotes and eukaryotes, then such post-translational enzyme is absent for post-translational modification of that insulin. That's why the insulin produced through transgenic animal is better in functional aspect than the insulin produced through gene cloning and genetic engineering inside a bacterial cell. Although the rate of production of human insulin through bacterial system is more than the transgenic animals. Next question, why OKT3 is used during kidney transplantation? You know, OKT3, it is monoclonal therapeutic antibody and it is used as immunosuppressive drug during kidney transplantation. You must remember a CD3 protein. It is an antigen protein, always act as eye and present on the head region of mature helper T cell. The function of CD3 protein is just to screen whether any molecules is going to enter in our body or not. If the helper T cell population is depleted, the rejection of cellular transplanted organ does not occur. Means, if the number of T helper cell that contain CD3 protein is going to reduced, in that condition, there is no chance of cellular transplanted organ rejection. Means it, that is the OKT3 masks the expression of function of CD3 protein that is present on T helper cell. It masks the function of CD3 protein. It is going to reduce by this OKT3 therapeutic monoclonal antibody. An antibody that acts against CD3 surface antigen of T helper cell is called OKT3. I already discussed these things. OKT3 remove the antigen containing T cell from the blood circulation, or it masks the function also and prevent the action of CD3 protein present on T cell during kidney transplantation. In nutshell, we can say the function of CD3 protein that is present of T helper cell is going to mask either to reduce the number or through mask the function of this CD3 protein. There is no rejection of transplanted kidney or renal organs inside our body. So it will not behave as it is the foreign organs of our body for our body. That's why we can use OKT3 as immunosuppressive drug, although it is a therapeutic monoclonal antibody. It is going to utilize at larger scale as a immunosuppressive drugs. Next, why TPA is used during heart attack and head injury in accident? You know, TPA, it is a tissue plasminogen activator. TPA is tissue plasminogen activator and also known as elastase enzyme. It is a elastase enzyme. It dissolves the blood clot just after heart attack and head injury due to internal bleeding. You know, when there is a major accident occur or attack or head injury, after internal bleeding, the blood will clot. So if there is internal bleeding, there may be chance of blood clot. I already told you, and blood clot lead to blockage of blood flow through arteries. In that situation, a severe condition arise and maybe chance of death of the persons due to not flow of proper blood through arteries. That's why TPA, that is elastase enzyme, dissolve the blood clot just after internal bleeding inside the heart and brain. So it prevents from brain hemorrhage and heart attack. Next questions, that is, why bond strength of ionic bond is vastly reduced in water? You know, bond strength of ionic bond is vastly reduced in water due to one property, that is insulation property, that is high dielectric constant. So this high dielectric constant, that value is 81 in water, due to which any molecule or substrate that may be sparingly or partially or fully soluble in water. But bond strength also weak, whether it may be a ionic bond, it can be become weak due to this property. Next, why hydrogen bonds are strong when nuclei of all the three atoms of water are in linear arrangement? Hydrogen bonds are strong when nuclei of all the three atoms are in linear strength line due to directional nature of hydrogen bonding. Due to directional nature of hydrogen bonding, it has partial covalent structure. Next question. Next question we can also ask, why van der Waals force is important in non-covalent interaction of water molecules? A van der Waals force, that is weak interactive force, is effective for non-covalent interactions due to large surface area are involved. Due to large surface area are involved, and the electron clouds on the surface of that atoms, which can result in a reasonable large total force. So, due to involvement of large surface area of electron cloud, which can result in a reasonable large total force of that van der Waals, and also contribute for interaction of biomolecules, non-covalent interaction of biomolecules. Next question is, why there is need of site-directed mutagenesis in a bacterial strain for source of substrate enzyme? You know, the in normal bacterial strain, that is Bacillus, Bacillus, Bacillus licheniformis, that is a bacteria present in the soil. Bacillus, Bacillus licheniformis, a bacteria present in soil. So we get a protein from that bacteria. In that particular protein, a particular amino acid, that is at position 222 in the polypeptide chain of subtilisin, that is oxidized by adding bleach, and there is a oxidation of methionine. Due to that oxidation of methionine may cause decrease in 95% cleaning action activity of that subtilisin. Therefore, they need of site directed mutagenesis for the improvement of bacterial strain. They need of site directed mutagenesis. You know, site direct mutagenesis, it is a most powerful technique through which a single nucleotide change improve the characteristic feature of particular proteins. One or oligo means two nucleotide change of codon can cause replacement of methionine by cysteine or alanine. Either cysteine is changed or methionine is replaced. So anyone where in case of alanine we can observe 53% activity of cleaning action property is going to increase. That's why just to improve the performance of cleaning action property, they need of site-directed mutagenesis in the bacterial strain of Bacillus formis so that it can improve the quality of detergent. This subtilising is also known as detergent enzyme. Next, why whey protein is act as nutraceutical protein? You know, or whey we are using as a charge. Generally, we are taking in the summer season or very nutritious liquid materials after removing the fat content from makhan. We get a white solid liquid that contain a protein. So after taking this whey protein, or tripeptide level in the our body cell is elevated, which is known as glutathione. You know glutathione. It is a tripeptide and it contains glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. So it is glutathione is also known as L-gamma, glutamyl, L-cystenyl, glycine. So there is three amino acid, that is glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. So this glutathione is a reducing compound of our body which detoxify of free radicals and oxygen intermediate and other harmful effect of xenobiotics in our body. Thus, whey protein is act as nutraceutical proteins. One question left. Why water is appear as a liquid? You know, water that is joined together by a water molecule. I'm talking about water molecule that is joined together by hydrogen bond. 3.4 hydrogen bond is generally present in case of water in liquid state. But when it is in solid state, there is a 4 hydrogen bond. So the life of the water molecule is 10 power minus 9 second. There is a formation of hydrogen bond and there is a breakdown of hydrogen bond occur continuously. So that's why it appears as flickering of crystals, liquid, and we find water in a liquid states. So due to presence of 3.4 hydrogen bond and formation as well as breakdown of hydrogen bonding, it appear in the liquid form. But when the number of hydrogen bond increased by 4 hydrogen bond with each molecule of hydrogen, then it becomes solid. That's why water remains generally in liquid state. Next question. Why we use organophosphate compound in insect repellent insecticide? You know, serine protease enzyme that must contain a serine, and serine that is that contain hydroxy group means OH, and after releasing out of H, organophosphate compound is going to join with the enzyme that is responsible for acetylcholinesterase. It is also come in the category of serine protease enzyme, that is, you know, other serine protease enzyme, that is subtilisin and chymotrypsin. And what happens when this organophosphate compound joined with instead of hydrogen of hydroxy group, then nerve transmission acetylcholinesterase activity is going to block, because this nerve transmission is only feasible only due to action of acetylcholine is raised. Thus, nerve transmission gets failed, and this result to death of insect in case of high dose of this organophosphate compound. Generally, we are getting in this repellent. That's why we use organophosphate compound in insect repellent like all out, Morten or other insect repellents. Next, why beta thalassemia is an example of protein deficiency disease. You know, sickle cell anemia. It is a molecular disease. I have already discussed. And in case of beta thalassemia, what is happening? There is two chain in hemoglobin. One is alpha chain and one is beta chain. So there is a absence of beta chain in beta thalassemia person. What happens? Automatically, due to deficiency of beta chain in hemoglobin of that particular affected person, the deficiency affect the oxygen carrying capacity. So that is why beta thalassemia is protein, 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 spelling mistake, uh, typing mistake, protein deficiency disease. Means lack of beta chain in hemoglobin lead to affect the oxygen carrying capacity of a person or a child or an adult. So that lead to ultimately death of that person. That's why beta thalassemia is an example of protein deficiency disease. You can also know other protein deficiency disease, mad cow disease, then SIDS, severe combined immunodeficiency disease. So these are other example of protein deficiency disease. Thank you and have a nice day. Don't stick to a spelling typing mistake. Try to know the answer and attempt the question in the CBS. And best of luck.